Coast FM 963, you're on Raw and More. Nelly Furtado right there with All Good Things Come to an End. Well, we're only just getting started, so I guess you could say this good thing's getting started. Angus Hammer with you between 7pm and 9pm, the Rawsome After Show with great tunes, great vibes and great guys. Got a couple of great guys joining us in the studio right now. Firstly, to my left, we have Mr. Stephen Wheatley. How are you going, Stefan?
I'm doing okay, mate. How you going?
Very well, thank you. Awesome to have you back here in the studio once again. And you guys are wearing the same shirts, I just noticed.
Yes,
and
matches.
Matching.
Our lovely Coast FM t-shirts, which are available, by the way, on the Coast FM website.
Love the plug, Steve. And we love Brandon Macmillan, who's also with us. How are you going, Brando?
Yeah, good. Just texted my mum and dad, letting them know I'm live.
Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad. I'm on the radio. Now, guys, we would normally start off the show by asking one thing that you got up to over the weekend, but I can say one thing that we all got up to over the weekend. We all headed down to Central Coast Stadium on Saturday night to support the Coastie Girls playing for the Sydney Roosters in the NRLW prelim final against the Cronulla Sharks. And my goodness, it was a much closer game than expected, wasn't it, Steve?
It was. I got to say, it was a much better performance by both teams. I was down there a couple of weeks ago, as you know, watching the Roosters and the Sharks play. And I got to say, it was probably a much better, well-played game. Both teams had great attack and defence.
Brutal match.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, it was it was a bit of a shellacking. It was 26-0 at half-time, I believe. So for it to end in 17-16 the Roosters' way, it was a much better performance, as I said, by both teams. And right down to the wire, too, it was only a field goal in the very last second from the Roosters that won it for them. And that's how a prelim final should be.
Exactly. Absolute classic. And the Coastie Girls playing for the Roosters, including friend of the show, we can say now at this point, Olivia Koenig, going to be taking on the Brisbane Broncos this Sunday, and I can't wait. That should be an absolute classic. Brando, when was the last time you went to a footy game? Because you were really enjoying it down there, weren't you?
Yeah. Thanks for paying for my ticket too, by the way.
Oh, man. It was only a few bucks.
Actually, I think that's probably something that's probably going to have to be addressed very shortly when we talk a bit more about the wrap-up of what happened over the weekend. But, yeah, no, it was a great time had by all.
Yeah, thanks for answering my question, Steve.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, mate. No, I wasn't trying to... I was just agreeing with your point.
But, yes, when was the last time you went to a footy game, Brando?
I can't recall if I ever have been. I don't usually go to these events. I'm not usually a fan of crowds or loud noises and stuff like that.
You got to remember, mate, it's like Brando said a couple of weeks ago, you know, he has bedtime of 9 p.m.
Well, I mean, we saw that, didn't we? Because he left like as soon as the game finished, and he missed out meeting our girl Olivia Koenig. Oh, Brando, you weren't there for it. She was devastated when we told her that you weren't there.
You always act so surprised, even though I always do this.
He does.
Well, one thing that was a slight surprise was wait, do you hear that? Do you guys? Wait, hang on. There's a noise that's happening.
Oh, yes, I hear it now. What, you know what that means, Angus?
I don't know. There is a mystery that seems to be the foot.
There is. There certainly is a mystery. And I wonder what that mystery could be.
I think it's the mystery of the missing 5, Pete.
I think you're right. It certainly is, because the Penrith Panthers, their reign has come to an end as of yesterday from the Brisbane Broncos, coming back 14-6 down with only a couple of minutes left. And you actually pointed a very interesting fact out to me before we went on air tonight, mate.
And what was that?
Well, I believe you said it was has something to do with Adam Reynolds.
Oh, yes. We'll get more into that in just a few minutes' time during our proper NRL chat. But yes, in honour of the Penrith Panthers dynasty finally coming to an end, 5 years on, 4 grand final wins in a row, 5 grand finals in a row to this point. We got a music theme tonight, all to do with things coming to an end. That's why we heard from Nelly Furtado, and all good things must come to an end with that track right there. And we're starting off right now with a real send-off. Yes, that's right, Steam with Na Na, Hey Hey, Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Look at this graph. Coast of M963. You're on Raw and More. Ango, Brando and Steve-O with you between 7 and 9.
Yes, Brenda, not Brenda Trife Asquith.
Oh, yeah, that's a new one. We have Brenda McMillan.
Don't you go there.
It's
Don't you
Brando McMillan's sister.
Oh, I thought so. Yeah, they look alike, don't they? And sound alike. We'll
They
get into that.
do.
Speaking of which, 2 songs.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a good segue.
It would have, yes.
And that's also something that's grinding Brando's gears. So we found a button to press. But yes, that right there was Nickelback with their 2005 hit single Photograph. Before that, we heard from Steam and their hit single Na Na Hey Hey Kiss Him Goodbye, which is a very catchy title. Both of those songs were goodbye songs because we said goodbye to the Penrith Panthers dynasty.
Good riddance, I reckon.
Good riddance at the same time. They've been in every grand final since 2020. So yeah, every grand final this decade until now. And what a game it was yesterday afternoon, Penrith versus Broncos. I watched it at home and my goodness, it's been a long time since I've heard an atmosphere like that in a stadium. Even when Penrith were up 14-0 and it was not looking good, the fans just did not give up. It was crazy, wasn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it certainly was, Matt. I guess you could say that same reaction that the Broncos fans had was probably equivalent to what happens usually during State of Origin.
Yeah, that's what it instantly reminded me of. It reminded me of a grand final atmosphere and a State of Origin decider atmosphere. That's how intense the mostly Brisbane-friendly crowd was. It wasn't looking good early, and then they came back, and like you mentioned earlier, Adam Reynolds' redemption story. He was the man who was there at the beginning of the Penrith dynasty. The first of their 4 titles they won in a row was against the Rabbitohs in 2021. Adam Reynolds had a conversion from out wide to tie the scores with a couple of minutes to go. He missed it. Penrith won. On this occasion, the scores were tied after a late try to the Broncos. Adam Reynolds had a wide kick to win the game, and he absolutely nailed it. After Reece Walsh absolutely shanked his conversion attempts. I don't know why Adam wasn't kicking earlier.
Yeah, no, me neither. It was I was actually trying to figure out myself when I was watching the game myself at home. I was like, oh, he's taken every other kick from now. Why is Reynolds all of a sudden taking the kick?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's missed a clutch as we saw right there. And another interesting stat that could happen is him and Ben Hunt, both 35 years old. They could win a grand final together, and I believe become the oldest halves pairing in not just NRL history, but Australian rugby league history to win a first grade grand final.
Yeah. And I must say, we both tipped Broncos to win, you, Angus?
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought the Brisbane crowd would be enough to get them over the line, and that did happen. It was looking a bit nervy, but yeah.
I always knew that they would always put up a fight against Penrith, based on their track record, but I didn't expect them to actually win. I was just hoping they would win.
Well, to be honest, look, I will admit I actually did take Penrith, and I don't know if you boys sort of got this, but I was starting to get a bit of a deja vu sort of feeling when it was 14-6, and like I said, they started to really get a bit of momentum, the Broncos, but I thought, no, Penrith is just way too clinical, way just too good structured and too good defence. Like, surely they'll hold the lead. And, apparently it wasn't just deja vu. It was right. It was just like the Canberra game a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, the Broncos have proved themselves to be the comeback kings in this final, so I'm actually not going to be too worried if Melbourne take an early lead. Speaking of Melbourne, Sharks, that was on Friday night.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, the Sharkies went down, and I can't help but think what could have been. The Raiders, last time they made a finals appearance in Melbourne against Melbourne, they won. I wonder if they would have put up more of a fight.
Yeah, I guess we won't really know now. I guess we won't
until next year, of course.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, not till next year.
Yeah, but props to the Sharkies, Steve. They were your tip to make the grand final, and they came pretty darn close. A lot closer, I'm sure, than anyone would have thought, even Sharkies fans. So, no Sydney team in the grand final. First time that this has happened since 2017 when the Storm played against the Cowboys. Now, guys, Storm, Broncos, Victorian team, Melbourne team, Brisbane team. It's hard to pick a team to support, but who are you going to be tipping for the grand final?
All right, I'll go first. As much as I don't want to tip a Queensland team, there's nothing I hate more than Melbourne. So I'm going to go with Broncos.
I like that. How about you, Stefani? Same mindset?
Well, I'll give you a bit of a fun statistic. I heard about this a couple of weeks ago through watching James Graham's podcast there on YouTube, and he said this: the last time, as we all know, last weekend this week, was it this weekend or last weekend? Anyway, the AFL Grand Final has also recently just happened. The Brisbane Lions played the Geelong Cats, and the Brisbane Lions won. Now, that's not the funny stat. The funny stat is that the last time an AFL team won the AFL Grand Final, a new NRL Queensland team, and mostly importantly, the Broncos won the Grand Final also that year too. So I reckon, sometimes history doesn't lie, and that could be a bit of a factor. So I reckon, they could, do it the Broncos as much as I don't know
Did
how
you
I
just
would
reference the AFL on this show.
I did.
Unbelievable. I think it's the first time for everything, but I like your thinking, Steve. I like the parallels, and we could get 2 Brisbane teams being premiers. I'm definitely going for Brisbane because, there's one thing Manly fans and Parramatta fans can unite on, and that's the fact that Melbourne cheated us both out of a certain premiership. So
yes.
I reckon we can unite at this table and say we're all going to be Brisbane fans this weekend.
And this weekend only.
And also the last time Brisbane won the grand final, it was against the Melbourne Storm in 2006.
That's correct. That's correct, yeah.
But one thing that's kind of imploded, Steve, you were telling me there's been an issue with the Grand Final Day entertainment.
Yes, there have been. So originally Teddy Swims was meant to be the halftime entertainment, but as of today it's been confirmed that he's no longer going to be performing at the Grand Final this year. Now, I don't know if this maybe is a bit of too last minute notice, but I think I have a idea of what you could maybe do if you're still needing a bit of last minute entertainment, NRL. There's a great band that we all love and know very well here at Coast FM. They're called Pilot Buffalo. Now, I'm sure if you are still needing some entertainment and if you haven't decided on a new performer by Wednesday, I'm sure they would love to do the halftime show.
I hope Will is listening to this
right now. Oh my God. Will's actually here, the drummer of Pilot Buffalo. He does Uncut Gems from 9 till 10. He's out the back. We might get him on very shortly and pop him the question, see if he will take on the role. I mean, even though we don't have any power. But if Pilot Buffalo can't do it, I've got a great idea of who can.
Yes. Can we actually have that as the song that they play when the Melbourne Storm run out?
Yeah, that should be the Brisbane Broncos victory song, hey?
Oh,
sorry.
yes.
What was it called again, guys?
Please don't move to Melbourne.
And you know what would make that even sweeter? Ballpark Music, who sing that song, they're a Brisbane-based band.
Oh.
So I'm sure that if Brisbane win this weekend, they will be partying and playing that song till the cows come home. Don't move to Melbourne unless you're from Melbourne, and go back to Melbourne, you losers.
That's right. Actually, I have, before we wrap things up, I actually have one other little good thing about the grand final on Sunday that I can also be happy about. The Warriors New South Wales Cup team are playing the Burleigh Bears in the state championship final. So
up the Waz.
Yes, up the Waz. They're going to be playing the Burleigh Bears, so the winner of the New South Wales Cup versus the winner of the Queensland Cup. So that's something else I'll get to have to at least celebrate. I'll take any sort of victory I can, as you boys know.
Well, that's great. We all have something to support on Grand Final Day. Steve's got the Waz in the traditional state championship, but I guess it's New Zealand versus Queensland in the championship this time. And
true. Yeah.
We've also got our girl Olivia Koenig playing for the Roosters in the NRLW Grand Final. So let's go the Roosters and let's go to Broncos. Smash those Melbourne. Can't say that word on radio. With that, it's time to take a quick break. But coming up, we're going to be hearing Brando's good vibe of the night. Wait, at the end there, was he saying goodbye or good vibe? Because it's time for the segment that makes you feel good about everything you've ever listened to. It's Brando's good vibe of the night. Ooh, yeah. That's right, it's Brando's good vibe of the night. It's his turn to dive deep into his own personal playlist, pull out a song or two that he thinks has immaculate vibes, slap it out there on the Coast of M airwaves and hope that you, yes you, Greg Burwood, who's out the back right now, enjoys it as much as he does. Now, Brando, you are quite known for bringing us a couple of different categories in your good vibes.
Yes.
Either a Maroon 5 song
Yeah, a couple of times.
a couple of times, or an unreleased track by someone, or a song that you've made. So which is it tonight?
We're doing a bit of both. That's all because one of them is really short, which is, in case you guys don't know, Debbie and the Dead Airs are back, baby.
Debbie and the Dead Airs. So the little band that we have named on this show that you've kind of helped produce a couple of songs for. What
yes.
were the other songs that we played on the show by them in the past?
Only one, which is All I Want, which is like a song by my mate Isaac wrote back in his band. But this one was actually a jam session that I did with my friend Jeffrey Lamb, who you used to go to school together with.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, that's a name I haven't heard for a hot minute. Wow.
Yeah, so record this song where I played a guitar, he kind of just freestyled. So after I did the All I Want, I was like, okay, it's only fair I do one for Jeff because we did songs together. So I shortened it down, edited the lyrics here and there, all the little bits, of course. And then I got Deborah to, do a bit of singing, and I did the mixing and mastering.
Fantastic, because I was wondering when Debbie was going to come into it and who would be on the vocals. So is this a new one? Like, you've just completed this, have you?
Yeah, this was actually done a couple of months back, but I got lazy and I didn't go around to mix it in until on Saturday before we went to the game.
What? A musician procrastinating? Never in my life have I heard that before. Hey, Steve.
No, it's totally not like a musician to do something like that.
Well, what's this song called?
Something Possible.
By?
Debbie and the Dead Airs.
Break free, but I don't know what to do. But I'll keep my voice all loud and true. So keep talking, talking. You won't feel free. Who are we if not free?
If you do say so yourself. So that right there was an original track by our very own Brenda McMillan.
Oh, don't you start. Don't you start. It's Brando Macmillan. Mac, Steve.
That's right. Yes, it was totally Steve that just said that. And then what was that song we just heard?
Something Possible by Debbie and the Dead Airs.
So they're back with a vengeance, and that was part one of your good vibe of the night. What else do we have on the table?
Yeah, so this is one of my favourite songs by one of my favourite bands, which of course didn't get an official release.
So just like the Weezer one we had last week.
But eventually it did got a release on the B-side for the Californication Deluxe. But anyways, here is Quixotic Elixir by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
What a name. Coast of M963, you're on Raw and More. That right there was Brando's Good Vibe of the Night, which was
Quixotic Elixir by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
What a name, firstly. Do you know how to spell it?
No.
I think it's about as hard to spell as that player from the Roosters name.
Oh, yeah, Nomongani Tawase. That's a really good one. Now, Brando, that was a Red Hot Chili Peppers song that's one of your faves, but it was never officially released on an album.
Yes, this was supposed to be on Californication, and actually took Anthony Kiedis 9 years to perfect the ride. He was really proud of this one because it was about overcoming, giving into short fixes, for his life and stuff like that. But after recording that, the rest of the band said, we should probably scrapped this as it sounds too similar to Californication, but eventually it was part of the B-side for the deluxe version of Californication.
Well, I'm really glad it finally got some spotlight because, yeah, that's one heck of a jam and a very enjoyable track. And you can tell that he genuinely put effort into writing it because there was no ding ding dong 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 ding dong ding dang.
Yeah.
And I barely any reference to California either. So it really was like tugging on the heartstrings. It sounded, and it did sound like a mix between Californication and it was kind of giving a bit of Scar Tissue vibes as well. So, but it would have fit in just fine. I reckon that surely they could have made way. Like if there was one song of Californication you would remove and put that song on, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. There's so many good ones. I don't want to answer that question. I refuse. Just put it on the album.
All right, put it on, make some room, even if it sounds too much alike. Speaking of things that might sound too much alike.
Two songs.
Move.
They sound exactly alike.
Sing it, Steve.
Yes, these are two songs.
Get showing me what I
They
said.
sound alike.
Oh yeah, Steve, what is it with these two songs?
Well, mate, it's just like the Twilight Zone. It looks alike, sounds alike, but the question is it? Do 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 do.
Wow, good job getting all existential on us right there. It is Sound Alikes, the segment where I give you two songs. One original, one that takes a little bit of, let's just say, inspiration from the original. It's up to my team of sleuths standing in front of us right now. Stephen Wheatley. Oh, sorry, I didn't use your title. Dr. Stephen Wheatley.
Thank you.
Professor Brandon Macmillan, and of course, Validus Emeritus Pilotus Buffaloius Will Parkhouse.
He just teleported in the studio.
He just came in here out of nowhere. It's up to these guys to figure out if the inspiration was done legally or illegally. Now, guys, I'm feeling patriotic tonight because I don't know if you've seen this in the media recently, but Australia has been marking 25 years since the very famous Sydney Olympic Games.
Yes.
And because of that, I thought I would look at one of the most famous Australian sound-alikes of all time. Without further ado, please rise for the Kookaburra National Anthem.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I think I know where this is going.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would. Here is song number one. Yes, I can hear the thunder of the Melbourne Storm losing. Coast of M963, you're on Raw and More. Ango, Steve-O, Brando, and Will O. That doesn't really work, does it?
No.
Will Buffalo. Yes. We're in the midst of a segment right now called Sound Alikes, where we give you two songs, one original, one that samples a little bit of inspiration or creativeness from the original. It's up to my team in front of me right now to figure out if it was done legally or illegally. Naughty, naughty, great unsuccess. At the top, we heard from classic Aussie children's song Kookaburra Sitting in the Old Gum Tree, and the song you just heard was almost as much as an Aussie anthem as anything else. Men at Work with their 81 hit single Down Under. Obviously, the thing we're looking at there is the melody. Brando, your hand was up straight away. What do you reckon?
I put my hand up because I like to speak on behalf of the three of us because a really rare moment occurred, especially between me and Steve, that we actually agree on something. And the thing we agree on is that it was done illegally.
Alrighty, so Steve, are you agreeing straight away? Do you think that Brando has spoken for you correctly, or are you going to go something else?
He has, but I'm actually having my doubts now because I remember...
You want to go back out now?
Well, I just remembered when hearing that song just then by Men at Work, I remember when a lot of the stuff was happening when they were going through the court system about whether it was done illegally or not and whether they needed to pay rights or not. And I'm having my doubts now, but I don't know. Maybe you seem to be pretty good at this, Brando, so maybe I'll stick with you.
Well, there you go.
Maybe.
Following the leader.
Just maybe.
Well, we do have someone who is quite the prolific musician in our midst, as well as you, Brando, of course. Will, what do you reckon?
I mean, it's a melody in a song, got famous for it.
Was famously sued as well.
Was famously sued.
Hey, spoilers.
Maybe.
Or not.
Maybe. But I'll stick with Brandon and I'll just say it's illegal. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yes.
I like that. That's exactly what they said. Well, I can reveal that Men at Work's usage of the Kookaburra song was done. Oh, wait, I don't have the action. Oh, I'll use it later, Steve. illegally. Yes.
Yeah.
To the surprise of no one. Yes.
All credit goes to Brandon right there.
Yeah, he kind of gave it away, I feel.
Give it away.
Give it away now.
But the funny thing is, it's such a fantastically Australian story behind it. Now, the song Down Under was released by Men at Work in 1981, but in a 2007 episode of the ABC music quiz show Spicks and Specks, Adam Hills asked the question, what children's song may or may not be contained in the song Down Under? The answer was Kookaburra, a song whose rights were owned by a company called Larrikin Music, which resulted in an instant legal lawsuit being fired against the songwriters Colin Hay from Men at Work. Now, they did admit sections of the flute part of the recording of Down Under were based on the Kookaburra song, which was written in 1932 as a traditional children's song by Marion Sinclair. Producer Peter McEan remembered it being a musical joke by the flautist Greg Ham, and the rights to Kookaburra were deemed to have been transferred to Larrikin Music, and they assumed it would be fair use. But on the 4th of February 2010, a jury ruled that Larrikin's copyright had been infringed because it reproduced a substantial part of the Kookaburra song, which means that Larrikin Music now receive 5% of Down Under by Men at Work's royalties, when they themselves didn't even write the Kookaburra song originally.
Highway robbery.
I know, right? Talk about getting money for nothing. Hey, someone should write a song about that.
They should. Oh, wait a minute. I think they did.
I know, right?
Money for nothing and your chicks for 5%.
Yeah. Or in this case,
Will
Kookaburras.
Parkhouse, everybody.
Oh, he'll be here till 10.
I'm a comedy genius.
And you're also a genius because all of you got the sound-alikes question correct. Time for our Hottest 100 challenge. Before we came on air tonight, I got a year from each of you. Brando, what year did you give us?
It's not the one we're about to play, but it was 2024.
Yeah, going way back with that one right there. And Steve, what'd you give us?
Well, I had the year 2000, and I chose that year because of what you mentioned before, how this weekend just passed, about 25 years ago, was when the Sydney Olympics were starting.
That's right. That's really nice. And Will chimed in with 1991. Will landed on 1991, which is a year we haven't visited yet. Now, the thing is, the Hottest 100 back then was a poll for the greatest songs of all time. So it could have been from any year. But we're going to be hearing 3 songs. The top 3 songs that were actually released in 1991 are in front of us right there that charted on that list. When we come back, we are going to be guessing what charted the highest. Starting off, I hope you don't fall asleep listening to this song, because if you do, you might get some REM. This is a smash hit single for them. It's called Losing My Religion. Up indeed. Coast FM 963, you're officially in the second hour of Raw and More. We just heard 3 songs back to back to back right there that charted in the Hottest 100 of 1991. Now, they did it a little bit differently back then. Back then, the vote was done by the audience to determine the greatest songs of all time. But those 3 songs you just heard were the 3 highest charting songs released in 1991. At the top, we heard from American rockers by the names of REM with Losing My Religion, another American band with Nirvana in the middle there and Smells Like Teen Spirit, and then classic Aussie track Yothu Yindi there with Tree. Yeah, it's up to my team of sleuths in front of us right now to figure out which of those 3 1991 classics charted the highest.
You.
I go to you first, Stephen Wheatley.
Oh, okay. All right,
Just because I wanted to surprise you a little bit.
No pressure.
You did. I thought you were going to go straight to the man that's a bit of an expert in these sort of things.
Quote unquote.
And that would
Yes.
just be cheating, wouldn't it?
It would be. Well, I got to say, these 3 songs, yes, all very worthy at being number 1. However, though, going off what I've seen, quote unquote, for a while now with Brando's picks, usually it is the Australian artist that is very quite heavily favourite in these sort of things. So I'm probably going to have to be, I'd say will also be Brando's probably pick and go Yothu with Treaty. Yeah.
Well, I like it. Good power of deduction right there, Steve. And Brando, has he assumed correctly? Are you going to agree with him Again?
Usually I would, and Steve has a good point. They usually favour the Australian artist.
And that is an iconic song.
It is an iconic song, but at the same time, Nirvana did took over the world. And this might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't like Nirvana.
Wow.
What?
I guess they haven't helped you find Nirvana.
Same.
Probably has something to do with like Silverchair being that they were sort of referenced to Nirvana.
Oh, true. Well, what are you thinking, Brand? Are you thinking Nirvana top the list?
Despite I don't like this song either. I think
The band didn't like it either, so they freaking hated it.
But yeah, I think it was Smells Like Teen Spirit just based on how big of the impact Nirvana had.
Alrighty, I like that. That's good detective work. So we've got 2 different votes so far, Will. Are you going to add a third to the list, or are you going to agree with one of these guys?
You know, I like how we sort of just brushed over Losing My Religion by R.E.M. We're just sort of like, oh yeah. It was a song.
That was nothing.
It was.
So let's think about this strategically. Treaty's got home field advantage, but at the same time, Nirvana hit across the world with grunge like a small island. So
That's true. Yeah.
oh, it's a tough decision between those two. Sorry, R.E.M. I love you, R.E.M. And I like Automatic for the People, but that song wasn't on that album. I'm gonna probably go with Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit. That song was pretty popular all over the world, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was number 1 here as well.
Well, with that, I can reveal firstly that you guys are all unitedly correct about one thing, that R.E.M. did not chart the highest. So it actually charted the lowest out of the 3 at number 22. And the song that charted the highest was...
Oh, we actually got the drum roll. Wow. Professional.
Smells Like Teen Spirit. Yes, in fact, it actually topped the countdown, and being that it was a song released in the same year the countdown happened, it actually laid the foundation for the Hottest 100 as it's known today.
Wow.
Being songs that charted only in the year the countdown is running. So, Nirvana, trendsetters with that song right there.
Yeah.
I know I've triggered some listeners out there, but I will say their drummer, pretty good. Dare I say, if you put him in front of a microphone, he might be the better singer
Dude.
than Kurt Cobain.
You should start a band.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be sick? And he should call it something along the lines of Food Fighters. That's a cool name.
Dude,
for a
I think
band.
no. I think we need to drop the D in that one.
Okay, so Foo? What's
Full
a foo?
Fighters.
Full Fighters.
Full Fighters.
Well, speaking of drummers that have become stars, and now it's time for the local list. Brought to you by Homebrewed. The segment brought to you by Homebrewed, who were in this very time slot a couple of years ago, but we're taking over tonight because we actually have a bit of a local list premiere. Our very own Will Parkhouse, the drummer of a band we've had on the show before by the name of Pilot Buffalo, has got some very exciting news to share with us.
So tonight, for one opportunity only, I will be. The boys shall be playing my band's brand new upcoming single, probably going to be released in October 8th. One of the 2 singles called "I've Been Thinking," and this song is very, very good. We all really like it, and we all very much enjoy it. And originally started as my guitarist Josh's idea, and then we just expanded it from there. But it didn't really need much change because the demo he sent of the song was already so good. So what you hear is probably what you're going to hear from the demo if we ever release a deluxe edition of the second album. But I hope you enjoy it.
Well, that's amazing. They've already released an album this year. The second one's coming up, and this is the first single pretty much from it. Without further ado, a premiere on Coast FM. It's Pilot Buffalo with I've Been Thinking. Oh, wow. What a jam sesh that was on Coast FM 963. That right there was our pick for the local list. A song that is actually unreleased, being played publicly for the first time ever. Our very own Will Parkhouse and his band Pilot Buffalo. What was that track called again, Will?
I've Been Thinking.
Well, I reckon I'll be thinking about that song for a long time to come. And it's not officially been released yet, but when can we expect to actually hear it?
Hopefully October 8th. It will be released alongside another single called DVD.
Oh, lovely. And we might be able to hear that on a CD one day.
Ooh, maybe.
And they're both going to be included on your upcoming second album with Pilot Buffalo, which I believe you've got an upcoming launch show for.
Yes, October 18th at the Funhouse in Gosford.
Oh, there you go. Nice and local for the local list. And guys, what an amazing tune that was. We were funking out to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually don't know if you heard earlier in the show tonight, Will, but I made reference to yourself and the band because of how the NRL are currently at the moment trying to look up at a bit of a replacement for the NRL Grand Final on
hope you like
Sunday.
sports.
So, question right now: could you maybe play at the that at the Grand Final? Actually, let me re-ask the question.
Take
Would Pilot Buffalo play as the halftime entertainment for the NRL Grand Final on Sunday?
Absolutely.
Would you probably maybe play that song?
Yes, hopefully. We need to get... actually, that's a good segue because I want to give a big shout out to our friend, my band's friend, Bailey Pierce, who is on trumpet for that song. He has a few songs out on Spotify as well. He does his own solo work. But we got him on that song and he's done an amazing job and we couldn't have done that song without him. It really adds to the song. So if we can play at the NRL Grand Final, we would have to include him because he makes the song and he also plays. He would also have to play keys on the song live.
Well, there you go, NRL fans. If you're going to the NRL Grand Final on Sunday, you are in for a treat.
Steve,
I
Angus was
should
about to
say
speak.
that we have no power to put you guys on the stage at the NRL Grand Final.
No, we don't. I mean, wish we could, though.
Wish, yeah.
I hope that we hear a cover of Please Don't Move to Melbourne as well, if we do put you on the stage, if we were to. But amazing song from Pilot Buffalo. They've got amazing things happening in the pipeline. You can catch Will from 9 p.m. on Uncut Gems tonight here on Coast FM as well. Can you believe we've got such a superstar on our airwaves? And yeah, Will, thanks so much for, we feel honoured to be the ones to premiere that new single.
I couldn't think of another show to premiere this song. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it and hopefully the listeners out there enjoyed it as well.
I reckon definitely.
More stuff to come from Pilot Buffalo.
Stay tuned.
Can't wait to hear it. I'll be thinking about it very much so.
And now it's time for
Finn's movie recommendation of the week. On Raw and More.
That's right, the segment here on Raw and More where Finn Smith O'Brien recommends you at home to watch after listening to us, of course. Finn, buddy, what's the movie recommendation this week?
This week, I'm recommending Killing of a Sacred Deer by Yorgos Lanthimos.
Now, that sounds very interesting there, Finn. Please do tell.
It's out there. So it was directed by A24, who are a very alternative film studio.
I would say indie, but they're kind of like not anymore.
Yeah, no, they have become somewhat mainstream. This is an older one. Killing a Sacred Deer with Colin Farrell is about a doctor who unintentionally kills a patient due to malpractice, problems with alcohol, and he is very remorseful, and so he's giving the son bequests. And one of the themes of the film is that it's very monotonous, and nobody really raises their voice or has any intonation, very phlegmatic, kind of a whole literary device. He's giving the son as much help as he can, and the son gives him an ultimatum that he's cursed his wife and children, and his options are to kill one of them and
That's awful.
the rest of them won't die, or kill none of them and all of them die, and they are blinded, they lose the ability to walk over days. It's quite a dark thriller, but very genre bending in a sense. It's somewhat deadpan. It's a quiet taste for sure, but I thought it was a lot of fun, and I thought it was a great idea for a movie.
If there's one song that matches the vibe of this movie that comes to mind, what song would it be?
I'll have to go with A Forest by The Cure.
All right, so funny enough, that's the song we're about to play right here on Coast FM's Raw and More. You guys just heard Finn's movie recommendation, which was...
Killing of a Sacred Deer by Yorgos Lanthimos.
And don't you guys go anywhere because there's more to come on Raw and More on Coast FM 963.
Ah, what a very bassy song that is. Not as bassy as Pilot Buffalo.
Oh, and wait a minute. Who's here right now in the studio with us? Will Parkhouse from Pilot Buffalo.
In the flesh. Can you believe it?
Yeah, but he's not. Doesn't have a microphone in front of him, so...
No, that's because we're on Coast FM 963, Raw and More. The song you just heard was The Cure with A Forest, which our very own Finn Smith O'Brien paired as a musical theme for...
killing of a sacred deer. I have to speak on Finn's behalf because he had to go.
Yeah, because that was a new segment for us, which was...
Finn's movie recommendation of the week.
And would you recommend that movie?
I've never seen it, so it was more a recommendation to me as well.
Me neither. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
so.
same here.
Well, that's a given. And at the start, we heard from the Moving Stills, Central Coast indie rockers, with their single West Side. They released a couple of years ago. Those guys are performing at Central Coast Stadium this Saturday as part of Light Up, an event planned by Central Coast Music and Arts in honour of Audra Griffin, who unfortunately was murdered a few months ago. A couple of her favourite bands are coming together to memorialise her, raise awareness for violence against women as well. So very cool event. If you want to check it out, look up light.up.cc on Instagram. Time for us to take a quick break. We're rolling very close to the end of the hour, but coming up right after this, we're going to be hearing Steve's Good Vibe of the Night. And now it's time for a good vibe that comes with a hazardous waste warning. Steve's Good Vibe of the Night. Yes, it's Steve's Good Vibe of the Night, the segment where he dives deep into his playlist, pulls out a song that has amazing vibes and slaps it out there on the Coast FM airwaves, hoping that you enjoy it as much as he does. Stefan, what have you got on the menu for us this evening, sir?
I have something very tasty on tonight's Steve's Good Vibe of the Night, Angus. I have the band from Lismore, Grimspoon, with their song that charted at 68. Was that a good Darks reference? 68!
68! I like that very much.
Yeah, 68, and this year's Triple J... Oh, sorry, we can't say that. I mean, a radio station that Angus happens to have association to.
The Coast
Top
FM.
1. Yes, we are Top 100 Australian Countdown this year. It's their song, Chemical Heart. And you know what? I'm going to dedicate this week's Good Vibe to all of my teammates on the New South Wales Blues goalball team.
Oh, yes, because the championships are coming up this weekend at North Parramatta, which is very exciting times. Brando, what's something that you've got on this week? I heard that you're leaving the Central Coast.
It wasn't my idea. You know I'll say no to these things, but it's our good friend B-Rad's birthday, and, you know, might as well, I suppose.
Oh, that's sweet. The bromance lives on. Now, we are going to take things out with Chemical Heart, but Will here, you've got Uncut Gems coming up after the 9 o'clock news. What gems are we going to uncut tonight?
Very eclectic start, and we're going to be diving into a very interesting genre from classical music, actually, and it's going to be deriving from Germany, actually, so definitely stick around for that.
Oh my goodness. So the Uncut Gems from the other side of the planet, and very interesting genre, so I can't wait to hear that.
If you're also a Grimspoon fan, they're also playing at the Barracks in North Head in our favourite place in the world on Saturday, Angus Manly.
That's exactly right. That'll be good to check out.
Absolutely.
And without further ado, this is a song that not only charted very well on the Australian Hottest 100 this year, but it also came in at number 2 on the Hottest 100 of 2002, behind No One Knows by Queens of the Stone Age. This is Chemical Heart by Grinspoon. We'll see you next time on Raw and More.
See you next time.
Bye.